Best greetings from Kyiv, the capital of Ukraine. Today, November 29, 2016. My name is Viktor Fursov, and this is the channel Viktor Fursov, entomologist, beekeeper, Ukraine. And by the way, today is a Tuesday, and it's evening time, and you can see today is a snowing day. So everything is covered with snow, and I'm in a victory park. So you know the victory park because it's devoted to victory over the Second World War, or to be precisely, it was named victory over the Great Patriotic War, but now it's called Second World War. And this is a monument devoted to the mother of Ukrainian soldiers, who is just sending her soldier, the son, to the war. This is a quite symbolic monument, because even at the present time Ukraine is the condition of war, and it's a very hard situation now. But my video today is devoted to different stuff, and it's devoted to a very special title. I will be walking here around because it's just very light, and I will tell you something else. The title of my video is very unusual and very special, because the title is "Who is going to live good in Ukraine at the present time?" And the video is about foreigners, because this title of video is "Foreigners can find Ukraine as a paradise, and Ukraine is a paradise for foreigners." You will say, I'm just joking. I'm joking. Oh, I'm not joking at all, because at the present time Ukraine is paradise for foreigners. And by the way, this is another monument which is devoted to veterans of a Great Patriotic War. So this is a grandmother who is just giving flowers to grandpa, old man. They are veterans. So they were fighting with fascism and with Nazis for the victory in the Great Patriotic War, for the happiness and for prosperity of the next generations in the future. And what this generation could find now at the present time, when communism and socialism fall down and capitalist society just appeared at the present time in Ukraine. And when just after the crashing of the USSR, capitalist society were introduced to the Soviet Union era territory. So this question has a very strange answer. At present time, the life is a very good not for these generations, but for foreigners. And foreigners can find Ukraine as a paradise. Well, I will explain you my opinion about it, why it is the paradise. And first of all, you can say, what is important for the person, the man or woman in the life? Okay, job, family, okay, maybe having an apartment, maybe medical service, maybe just condition of life and environment. So we can discuss about it, what you can find in Ukraine at the present time, if you're a man or if you are a woman. And by the way, what's about job? Job in Ukraine can be different, but for foreigners, and if you are a foreigner, for foreigners you will have a lot of advantages. Advantages because you are a foreigner. Man or woman, doesn't matter. Because if you're a foreigner, you can find job in a foreign company, and this foreign company will pay you money in American dollars or in European euro. And this salary, this payment for your job in a foreign company will be, listen to me, 10 times more than a salary for ordinary people in ordinary governmental or commercial company in Ukraine. Really, if you are not on the top of the company. But what else? By the way, salary for foreigners will be better, even advantages for you if you are just foreign tourist. If you are a tourist, you are coming to Ukraine as a millionaire, as a happy foreigner, as a happy tourist, because in Ukraine you will spend 10 times less money than at home. Yes, 10 times, because many things will be cheaper in Ukraine rather than in your country. Yes, that's not a fun, that's a real situation. That's not a fun, that's a real situation. Cheaper What means cheaper? For example, what about apartment? If you can buy apartment in America for $500,000, and it will be a good apartment, but in Ukraine, even in capital of Ukraine, you can find small apartment for $10,000, big apartment for $100 American, and a really luxury apartment for $500 million. Actually, this is apartment for billionaires, but don't be afraid, you can find all these types. In America, you can be expected to live in a private apartment, in a private house. So for this house, probably you can pay here $100,000 American. At least in Ukraine, these kind of apartments, they can be different. They can be good apartments outside of country, as a countryside house, or like a small countryside house, which is named here dacha. This is temporary house where people live in, usually in the summertime. So, as I said, apartment is cheaper in Ukraine rather than in America or anywhere in Europe. Of course, you can find very expensive apartments, very expensive houses, but nevertheless, if you just can bargain, if you can choose, if you can search, you can find relatively cheaper apartments where you can live. Definitely, especially in a new house, new buildings. This is second market, as we say. So the market if you can buy apartment after the owner, not a new apartment. Well, and what else? As I said, salary is advantageous, apartment is cheaper. What about family? If you are a foreigner and you are coming to Ukraine, don't think that it will be difficult to find you someone like we say your half part of your family, your husband or wife. No, this is a very good idea. Some people are saying we should go to Russia and to Ukraine to find a wife. Yes, this idea has some basement. Some people are going to Ukraine or maybe to Russia for some sexual enjoyment. This is also another opportunity. But what about family? For family, it's also very good opportunity, because in Ukraine, if you are a foreigner, you are very good fiancé. Yes, don't be afraid about your age. If you are in 20s, you are very good. If you are just in 40s, in 50s, in 60s, even in 70s, you are still a good woman or good guy. Why? So because even if you are 50, 60 or 70, you can find in Ukraine, for example, your wife. Why? You say so. If you are just in a good condition of your health, still you can find with some certain extent of efforts, and if you are just looking more or less humorous, a little bit funny, if you want to spend a little bit efforts to do it, there's nothing is nice will just fall down on your head. You need to spend some efforts. If you need only sexual enjoyment, I'm not talking about it. This is another very stupid subject for discussion, maybe in other video. So this one, because I know some friends who visited Ukraine and found their wives. And so what about social condition in Ukraine? That's also a very good idea to talk about it. Social condition by the society. What you could say about society? Society is more or less, I would say, safe. If I'm standing here, evening time, in this very huge square, it's pretty safe. Nobody is just not looking for me and staring me like a foreigner, because I'm speaking English, by the way, here. I'm just enjoying here good light. I hope so it's quite visible that I'm visible, and it's easy to listen to me. So that's social security in Ukraine. Security, more or less secure society, careful society. And what about medical system in Ukraine? And by the way, medical system in Ukraine still pretty good. What I mean pretty good. If you are foreigner, for you it's pretty good, it's very good. Because if you're coming to Ukraine with a certain extent of money, you can provide good medical service. Everything in Ukraine is a little bit different. In the States, medical hospitals and services, the quality is not maybe very high and very good, but still not very expensive in Ukrainian prices. But if you come in with a little bit dollars, or with a good amount of dollars, you can pay even for your medical service or just for your dental service. So it will be much cheaper in Ukraine rather than in the United States or somewhere in Europe. So some people say this is a medical tourism in Ukraine is growing and developing now. So that's the situation. So what's about land? Land is different. You cannot buy at present time the land in Ukraine. So because there are a lot of different limitations from the governmental officers. But who knows what's about? Because at the present time, government wanted to change the system of privatization. So maybe in a certain extent of time, you can buy factory, you can buy just ships here, you can buy land. Who knows? So because you're foreigners, so this is a paradise land for you. Don't forget about it. And what about, as I said, first of all, you can buy apartment. If you received a job in Ukraine, you will be well paid as a foreigner. If you go to States office, your salary will be not so good. But if you are a student, if you are really young and you're a foreigner, that's a good opportunity to come to Ukraine and to receive Ukrainian education. Why? Because it is very cheap. And for you, you are a foreigner, it's a paradise for you, because it will be 10 times cheaper for you as a foreigner rather than your country in Europe or in United States. Here, students must pay approximately 1,000 American dollars per semester or per 6 months in university. So it's approximately 25,000 Ukrainian hryvnia or 1,000 American dollars. So this is very cheap. Somewhere in States you should pay $10,000 per semester per half of year. For the next half of year, next $1,000 in Ukraine. Maybe if you are a foreigner, I'm not sure. I guess in some universities or in some private universities you can pay $2,000 per semester. But you see, this is cheaper, rather cheaper than in other places. And if you are a student, you will spend approximately $200 per month for your food, then approximately $200 for your apartment, and maybe $200 for your enjoyment, for some of your different funny stuff, walking around, visiting cinema, museums, and something else, meeting with your friends and making parties. So that's a very short story. When here during this evening time I told you about how to be foreigner, how to enjoy Ukraine, and why Ukraine is a paradise for foreigners. If you agree with me, write your comments. If you disagree, write your comments. So I'm very interested to know your opinion about it. What do you think about it? Write about your experience. You can discuss about it, and don't forget about the idea to subscribe to my channel. You will see more interesting stories from Kiev, the capital of Ukraine. I promise you I will make more interesting stories why Ukraine is a paradise for foreigners. And looking forward to see you on my channel as a subscriber. Good luck and see you soon on my channel. Best greetings from Kiev, the capital of Ukraine.